Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet.
Got a new camera. That'll be done. So I've been after a new camera for a few months now. I've been saving for a while just to get a good one, the one that I wanted. I don't need a new camera, but I needed a second camera. So what I wanted to do is head towards more of the DSLR range, so I could put lenses on this camera without having to use an adapters and stuff, because at the moment I'm using the Canon M50, which is obviously a mirrorless camera. And if you want to put EFS lenses like this one that this one has on, then you have to use an adapter. So yeah, I don't think there's massive amounts of lenses coming out for the mirrorless system over the next year or so. There's definitely not the lens coming out that I want, which is like a wide-ish angle lens with a bit of a zoom and a low aperture. So whilst doing a lot of research, there's one camera that kept popping up over and over again, and that was the Canon 200d. This camera covers all bases. Let's just have a quick look at the tech specs. So to start with, this camera has a flippy out screen. That is perfect for if you're vlogging. As a second camera, I'm using this for vlogging as well, definitely. It has 24.2 megapixels. It has that all important dual pixel autofocus that Canon do so well. So this is, I think, not the lowest, but it's the second camera up in Canon's line of cameras, DSLRs, that has the dual pixel autofocus. So that was a massive selling point. It's a must. It's got to have that good autofocus system. So it has the slightly older processor, the Digic 7 processor, which, you know, for everyday use is going to be fine for most people. It has 9 autofocus points. It can record movies 24 frames per second, 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second in full HD. It hasn't got 4K, but for me, for the things that I do, I'm not using 4K at the moment. Plus you get that crop and the autofocus is rubbish, so I'm not using 4K. I'm just recording everything in HD. So along with that, it has Wi-Fi, NFC. It can shoot 5 frames per second if you want to take some photography, and you know, it's got all the things that you need out of a good camera. Yeah, it's a relatively new design. I know they brought out a 250d recently, which the only difference is it's got a few extra autofocus points and the process a little bit faster, which means, you know, the touchscreen and the computer and everything and the processing works a little bit faster. But for in real life conditions, it's not going to make a huge difference. So the cheaper camera at the moment, they're doing some good deals on Amazon on this one at the moment. So the 200d is the one I went for. So what I'll do now, I'll switch from the Canon M50 and I'll go over to the 200d and see what it looks like. So this is the 200d. Now I've had to up the ISO a little bit because the kit lens that comes with this is only f4. So the kit lens is an 18 to 55 EFS f4. It's got image stabilization. It's got that silent motor, which I've noticed is dead silent. You cannot hear it autofocusing whatsoever. So yeah, I've been after a second camera, not another camera, a second camera. The main reason being, there's a couple of reasons. One was for the podcast. I want to get 2 angles whilst recording the podcast. The ideal situation is to get 3 cameras. So I've got 1 camera on me, 1 camera on my brother Ollie, and then one of the main cameras. So yeah, we're building up to that. So we'll slowly get there. We'll definitely get a 3rd camera. Maybe Ollie can buy that one. Ollie, do you want to buy a camera? I can't afford another one. Do you want to do it? Okay, I'll leave that down to you. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. The second reason is there's other films and other videos I've got ideas for. I want to do some more photography. I want to do some other tutorials where I'm using a camera on film, and I can't film myself using the camera if I'm filming myself with the camera. So having 2 cameras is a massive benefit when you've got ideas to do other videos for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, hopefully this is going to help me further on down the line create some different content. For instance, I can save a bit of time by doing a time lapse on the M50 whilst recording some other footage on the 200d. So there's lots of situations where having two cameras can really help you out. It's going to save you time. It's going to help you. It's going to help me create different content, a little bit better content, hopefully going further down the line. So yeah, those are the main reasons for getting the second camera. The 200d is it's a great camera. It's obvious that it's a good camera. It was one of the Canon's sort of mid to low range DSLRs, but all importantly, it's got full HD, it's got the autofocus, and it's got the microphone input, and it's got that flippy screen. For anybody that's doing YouTube and just starting out, yeah, that's pretty much perfect. So that is it. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I'm going to be doing some more stuff. I'll do a full review on this camera soon. I'm going to do a comparison between the M50 and the 200D, which one you should get. There's advantages and disadvantages to both cameras. So hopefully we can get that done soon, and look forward to creating some new content with two cameras moving up in the world. So yeah, next step is try and get some nice lenses, some nice glass, but that's going to be further on down the line. I've got some content to produce first. Also, another bonus and another caveat to this camera is that it's got a clean HDMI output, so I can do some live streams with this bad boy. Yeah, it doesn't. The M50 doesn't have that, and you have to put it in manual focus and all sorts of things. So that's hopefully going to be my live streaming camera as well. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, press the bell so you don't miss any uploads, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you soon. Bye.